Hi and welcome to or welcome back to my All the Perfume YouTube channel. In this video I will be going through my entire Britney Spears perfume collection. So my Britney perfume collection is large. I share photos and reviews from it and of it on Instagram, and what can I say, it's been nearly 17 years of collecting her perfumes. It all started with Curious, which I'll be getting onto very soon as I go through them chronologically, and I love so many of the scents. They're really fun, they're easy to wear and enjoyable, and the bottles always look good. So I hope you enjoy going through the reviews with me, and I would love to chat to you in the comments afterwards. So the first perfume that Britney launched is very important for my fragrance journey and collection. I remember way back in 2005 for me, although technically 2004 is when it was released, I saw this bottle, I saw the box and kind of fell in love a bit. It takes me back to being at university and just being so pleased with my new edition. I mean, look at this, beautiful. It's incredible. It feels really like vintage and like something you might see on a dressing table 50 or 60 years ago. I really love it. In terms of the scent, I think it was a good one for her to start off with because it's not maybe that typically sweet, girly, candied scent that people associate with her now. It's white woods, it's musk, it's magnolia. It's a classic. I'm going to give it a sniff. And it really reminds me of that time. 2005 for me. But actually, in terms of this year, 2022, I've put this on gift guides before because I feel that you could get this for definitely any female member of your family and be on to a winner. The packaging might look a bit, young with its little coloured spots and cute box. But in terms of the scent and how this will look in your collection, I think it is just winning. It's amazing. So Curious, really important to me because basically it kind of got me excited about fragrance launches again. I love the fact there was so much advertising around it. I've said this before on my Instagram and my blog, that feeling of kind of all the products that came with it, the different sizes, the look, the excitement. The fact it was being advertised, the fact that you could see it in the shops, you could find it in the shops, definitely got me back into my perfume at that time. Curious was our first one. So more great memories for me with Fantasy, our next one. So I remember smelling this in a local department store and basically waiting until my first ever trip to New York to buy it. And that's just lovely because then I have that association, with that place. If you haven't tried this, you know somebody who's worn it. It's really distinctive. It's not for everybody. My sister can't stand this, and we joke about it, the difference in our taste. I think it's incredible. 2006 now for me. Kiwi, lychee, cupcake. I mean, if you put cupcake as a note in a perfume, I'm going to want to buy it. And white chocolate, just give this, it looks how it smells. It smells how it looks. It's young, but I've got older friends who have worn this. I've got a head teacher friend who wears this and has a bottle on her desk. So I must get her to watch this so she gets the mention. I've had so many bottles of this. I've had the lotion, and I'm not really into lotion always with perfumes. I've had the makeup set. I've had the solid perfume. We need more of those on the market. And I love this, but not a blind buy. If like my sister, sweet isn't your thing, test this first, see what you think. But if you haven't already smelt it, I might be surprised. Give it a go, if not. The next fragrance is Curious in Control. So when I got to Macy's New York, ready to buy my bottle of Fantasy, the staff there told me that Curious in Control was meant to be a mix of Curious and Fantasy. I've not read or heard that since, but I kind of love the idea of that. In this you've got sweet notes, fruity notes, tonka bean, which I love, and it smells quite vanilla-y too. I'm going to give this a spray. So I've got some skin here that hasn't got anything on it. I really love this, and in recent years it's been brought to my attention that people compare it to Bon Bon by Viktor and Rolf. So that's kind of what you're smelling when you smell this. I think the bottle is, again, beautiful, but I don't wear this loads, and the reason is that the longevity isn't great. So if you want to collect Britney perfume, if you want something that smells good, think Bon Bon, think sweet, candied, fruity, but don't expect a scent that will last necessarily. But it's fun if you're like me and want them all. That is Curious in Control. So next we have Midnight Fantasy, and this seems to have lasted the test of time because people in the FragCon still do talk about this and say how much they love it. I mentioned this in another video in my Ariana Grande collection because it's a bit like Sweet Like Candy. So if you've tried that, you can reference that this is in fact like a stronger version. I get blueberries when I smell this. Brilliant projection. You'll notice when somebody's wearing this, but actually it's plum and sour cherry, orchid and vanilla that are listed as notes. I'll give it a bit of a test. I just really want to smell of perfume today. I'm making videos, I'm testing. Oh, that's lovely. Do you know, I don't wear this enough. Right, tomorrow's scent of the day, which as I'm on like perfume 4 out of 26, because this will be a 2-part video, the fact that I've got my scent of the day decided already, yeah, there's more to come. Yeah, this is beautiful, fruity, blueberry, but yeah, expect plum as well in there. The vanilla is really good at the base. It does come through in your skin, but know that this will project. So worth giving a go with Midnight Fantasy. Now we have a perfume that I really love, not only as part of my Britney collection, but just an all-time favourite fragrance. So when I was interviewed by The Scented Letter for the Perfume Society, I mentioned Believe by Britney Spears. Come to think of it, I also mentioned Fantasy, but a bit more for the fun. This is just a scent I adore and really enjoy wearing. Incredible guava in this, and for that reason I'm now looking at buying DKNY's Guava Goddess. Honeysuckle, patchouli, tangerine, fruity, juicy, summery heaven. Looks like it smells. I once got a headache wearing this, but luckily then didn't make the association and was still able to wear it again afterwards, so I'm really happy. I don't wear it enough. When I do, I notice how well it lasts on me. It projects quite well too. I have a lot left, but then, no, actually, this is about halfway through. This wouldn't be my first bottle. That being said, actually, full disclosure here, I've got this silver cap on mine, which a few of my Instagram followers have noticed. So this might be my original bottle, but I've had others come and go in the meantime as well. I love Believe, worth checking out. When the next scent was launched, I didn't love it, for sure, and it is Hidden Fantasy. So here it is, hiding there at the back. Now what I think of it is Christmas in a bottle. I always wear it at Christmas time now. This has got clove for a little bit of spice, sweet notes. It's got some tangerine. Yeah, it's really good. I don't want to sound like a fangirl here for being like, well, I didn't like it at first, but now it's grown on me. But sometimes it takes that with perfume to kind of read reviews, to hear what other people think, and just to get something different. I think maybe if you would smell a fantasy flanker, you wouldn't expect this, and maybe that's what my problem was back then. A spicy, tangerine, Christmassy goodness. Yes, if you want your fruits and your spice mixed together, this is a really enjoyable wear. And I believe you can still get hold of this as well. So it's another one that's lasted the test of time. Hidden Fantasy. So I wish more people had tried the next one. This is one of my favourite of the fantasy flankers, Circus. I love the whole kind of circus look from Britney as well, and everything at the time. My bottle, does it look a bit tired? Probably because it's well loved. You have in this one more sweet notes. You have raspberry, but for years I was convinced I could smell strawberry. It's also got sugar as a note. It is delicious, and what I really felt about this one at the time, back in 2009 and up until now, is you could wear this day, night, summer, winter, old or young, just to be really reductionist there with the age thing, and still enjoy it. It is a good all-round perfume that could serve you anytime. Not too many flowers in there. I'm less on the flowers. I don't like them as much as I do my fruits, my foods. But yeah, an enjoyable wear that I really recommend, and I don't think it gets enough love. I think Circus Fantasy is one of Britney's best, to be honest, if for nothing else than that versatility, and is worth checking out. So the next perfume that was launched by Britney is Radiance. And actually, I parted ways with the first bottle I had of this. I had the bigger bottle, the more rectangular one, then got it back in my collection last Christmas. I think that was the collector in me, because truthfully, I personally don't love it, but you will enjoy this if you like white floral scents. This has tuberose, it has raspberry in the top, and it's very nice for the mornings. I remember way back when I used to wear it on like an autumn morning and I could smell it on myself. I felt like it was projecting really well. It was fresh, it was floral, it was kind of clean as well. But for me, it has that little bit of a headache-inducing vibe. I think it's the tuberose. And I know I'm not alone in saying that. I've got a few people I speak to online who say that tuberose is a little bit difficult for them. But this pretty bottle, the fact I'm basically collecting the Britney ones, means it's worth staying in my collection. That is Radiance. So with the next launch, I can't believe that going back to 2013, I actually parted ways with yet another Britney perfume. Now it's back in my collection. This is Island Fantasy, which seems to be another popular one in the fragrance community at the moment. This is, it just smells like something you want to drink. It's got watermelon, it's got sugar cane, it's got citruses, and it is another one that kind of smells as good as it looks. Good enough to drink, juicy. Oh, it really is delicious. And my problem with it, going back to 2013, was the longevity. I felt I wasn't smelling it on myself. I'd taken it to a Spanish holiday. It was my scent for the whole week. I'd spray it for an evening meal out and just couldn't get enough of it. I just felt like I wasn't really wearing a scent. And then I don't get that anymore. Like, I can smell it. Maybe I'm a bit more of an oversprayer now. Maybe that's the difference. But either way, I'm really happy to have Island Fantasy in my collection. It's really fun. And if you like your juiciness in a scent, if you want to smell good enough to drink, Island Fantasy is one to try. So with the next scent, Cosmic Radiance, I've kind of come full circle. When I first had it in my collection, couldn't really smell much. Then I liked it again, and now I've decided I have to test it on my video. I need to get something from it. So here is the bottle. I'm not sure if this is going to be everybody's thing, but it's kind of cool. I'm going to spray it and see what I think, if I can pick up any of these notes. Okay. They kind of smell really well blended. It's pear, orange, tuberose and vanilla, and it's nice. It's a real easy wear. This is like, you could put it in your drawer at work, if that's your kind of work that you're in, and spray it on when you want a bit of a freshen up or something. It doesn't particularly stand out for much for me. So if you're, going through online sites trying to get your Britney collection built up, or you're interested, I'm getting more from it now. Yeah, I'm getting that white floral that you get in the original Radiance, which makes sense. But it's not enough of anything for me personally. I think if you like your white flowers, if you like your pear, you'll still enjoy Cosmic Radiance. So the next two perfumes that I'll talk about got released as a set as such. Bought them individually, released at the same time. This is, and I've been careful not to get these mixed up, Fantasy the Nice Remix. So it kind of got this pink here that blends into white. I think my bottle's a little bit scratched, but it has been well loved. I've done fairly well with this. I was a bit obsessed with these when they were launched, actually. It has a lot of the same notes as the original Fantasy. I think that jasmine has been thrown in as well. It's got like a more of a musky softness to it. Yeah, got less, maybe not as harsh from the kiwi, maybe less kiwi. But it's fun. It's fun for sure. It's one of those that you probably don't need if you've got the original Fantasy. But if you want to collect, if you want an enjoyable pink fun scent with its fruits, with its cupcake accord, then still go for the Nice Remix. So for the second one of that pair, we have the Naughty Remix. Fantasy the Naughty Remix in a darker bottle. It reminds me a little bit of the Fantasy Intense version, which I'll talk about in part 2. So this one gets a lot of love on the FragCom. I like kind of pointing out which ones are still being talked about or coming to people's attention. This has got the original notes, but with more wood, and I think more white chocolate. I include it in my chocolate roundups, my chocolate note posts. Yeah, definitely more woody. It's good. It's like a darker version. The Naughty name kind of gives that away, I suppose, that it would have an edge on the other one. More of a contrast in that sweetness and woodiness as well. This is really good. I think for a lot of people this one is the better one, perhaps. And yeah, you should be able to find this if you're in Britain, in B&M. They've had these maybe about a year ago for good prices, so worth checking out B&M for Fantasy the Naughty Remix. So we are already at the end of part 1, And the last perfume I'll talk about today is another fantasy flanker. It is Rockefeller Fantasy. And this one has amazing projection. It is blackberry, it's whipped cream, it's vanilla, and it just kind of hits different. I did spray it a little on my skin in between videos. And you just get that kind of addictive, want to smell it again. I don't wear this enough. I know I don't wear this enough because I just know I'm not taking pictures of this for Instagram as much as some of the others. I don't love the bottle. I think if more had been made of the black, somehow, probably my least favourite of the bottles actually, but I need to get over that and smell the smell, because that whipped cream blackberry vibe, a little bit Ariana Grande actually. So if you like Sweet Like Candy, as I've mentioned when talking about Midnight Fantasy, I think you'll also like Rockefeller Fantasy. So that is the end of part 1. There was so much to talk about here and so many scents that I thought best to have a part 1 and a part 2, and you can catch me in the comments, ask me any questions. I will really enjoy answering them because I just love the Britney Spears fragrances. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you for part 2.